The Blazers today have a real chance to go for 2 wins in a row against a feisty Detroit team that might be a little bit better than we think. The Blazers are coming off their first win of the year, and it was a ton of fun to finally win a meaningful basketball game. Because I don't remember the last time we won a meaningful basketball game was. It was like sometime in February? I don't know, man. It's been a long few months, but the Blazers are back to winning meaningful basketball games. Can they do it again, though, against these Detroit Pistons? I'll tell you what they need to do in order to secure their second straight dub. Also, I have a really big announcement at the end of this video, so make sure you stick around to the end so you don't miss it. The Blazers' opponent for their 5th game is the Detroit Pistons. It'll be the Blazers' 4th game on the road, as they've only had 1 at home, and it's the final game before the in-season tournament starts on Friday. The Pistons have been bottom dwellers in the East for quite a while now. However, they are more competitive this year. They're 2-2 with double-digit wins over the Charlotte Hornets and Chicago Bulls. They lost to the Miami Heat on the road by only 1 point on opening night and are coming off a 124-112 loss against the Oklahoma City Thunder. So this is a team that is barely not 3-1. The Pistons are more talented this year, as Cade Cunningham, who missed the majority of last season, is now fully healthy and he's been playing well. The former #1 overall pick is averaging 21 points per game and 7.5 assists, and his efficiency stats are a little bit boggling, as he's shooting 43% from 2-point and 40% from 3. Of course, Cunningham wasn't known as the greatest shooter coming into the league, but now that's the most efficient area of his game. Beyond Cunningham, Jalen Duren is having a breakout sophomore season so far. He's averaging over 15 points per game, 13 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 blocks. He's basically doing it all. It's going to be interesting to see if the young Jalen Duren can do what Mo Wagner and Ivica Zubac did to the Blazers. Alec Burks is averaging 15 a game, Isaiah Stewart is averaging 14 a game and shooting 43% from 3. I don't expect Beef Stew to continue shooting the ball that well, but we'll see. Jaden Ivey's averaging 12 a game, he's shooting the ball well. Marvin Bagley's averaging 11 a game in only 17 minutes, so he hasn't played a ton, but when he's played, he's put up points in bunches. Asar Thompson is a fun rookie who's averaging 8.5 points per game, 10.5 rebounds, 4 assists, 1.5 steals, and almost a block per game. He's basically a Swiss Army knife who's doing everything well right now except scoring the ball. His efficiency is really, really bad. He's not much of a threat behind the 3-point arc right now. However, I expect him to rapidly improve over the first half of the season, just like I expect Scoot Henderson to improve over the first half of the season. The Pistons' current starting lineup is Killian Hayes, Asar Thompson, Cade Cunningham, Isaiah Stewart, and Jalen Duren. The first 4 opponents for the Blazers are all relatively big compared to your average NBA team, and so are the Detroit Pistons, starting Isaiah Stewart at power forward and a perimeter trio of Hayes, Cunningham, and Asar Thompson. Before we get into the keys for a Blazers victory today, this video is sponsored by Manta Sleep Mask. So this big announcement that I have at the end of this video, I've been working all day on, like non-stop. And right now, I'm recording this in the middle of the night, and I can't wait to fall asleep and finally put this thing on. Like, I just desperately want to put this on my head right now, because I'm freaking tired, and also, this is freaking comfortable. Also, how much time do you think you waste trying to fall asleep? For some people, it's probably upwards of years. Instead, you could have a Manta Sleep Mask helping you to fall asleep, especially the Sound Sleep Mask with Bluetooth speakers. All their sleep masks are built to let air flow through the sleep mask. It has an adjustable strap to fit your head shape. It also has adjustable eye cups that you can move wherever you want to. Also, they have different types of eye cups that you can attach, such as the cooling eye cups. I'm also really looking forward to trying the steam eye cups for the first time as it gets colder outside, because that just sounds super relaxing, and that's what Manta Sleep Mask is trying to do for you. They're trying to help you relax. They're also trying to save you money on their products. With my promo code Uprise, you'll save 10% off. What's funny is I feel like a lot of people need to be told to treat themselves and take care of themselves and relax. So that's what I'm doing for you right now. Get yourself a Manta Sleep Mask, go to the link at the top of the description box below and use that promo code Uprise for 10% off. Thank you to Manta Sleep Mask for sponsoring this video. Now let's jump back into things. So as far as the style of play for the Pistons goes, they do play at one of the slower paces in the league, and they also will turn over the ball a lot, which is not surprising given that they're a young team. They're much like the Blazers in both those areas. They're also like the Blazers in that they're a top 5 offensive rebounding team, ranking 2nd in the league. So it's going to be a challenge for the Blazers to keep the Detroit Pistons off the offensive glass. They grab an offensive rebound on almost a third of their missed shot attempts. Speaking of shot attempts, they are ranked second in the league right now in terms of three-point percentage at 41%. That is an absolutely insane mark that is probably unsustainable, but this team can shoot the ball, and guys like Jaden Ivey, Cade Cunningham, and Isaiah Stewart being over 40% is those guys maybe taking a jump in shooting. Maybe they're overachieving to start the year, and for those reasons, it'll be interesting to see what those guys shoot tonight. They also shoot the second most shots at the rim. The Blazers really struggle giving up shots at the rim. That was an area of issue last year, and the Blazers have been giving up the third most shots at the rim this year, so it hasn't really gotten better. Basically, Detroit is a team that tries to punish you on the interior with their size and have been very competitive this year because they've been shooting great from behind the arc. And to get a win, the Blazers have to win one of those battles. They have to hold Detroit in check from behind the three-point line, or they gotta control the defensive glass and not let Detroit constantly get to the rim on them. As far as Detroit's defense goes, they're fourth worst in forcing turnovers, so hopefully the Blazers, who have been a little bit sloppy this year, can be improved in that area. And then also, they hold teams to the second fewest three-point attempts. That's at the expense of giving up the fourth most shots at the rim. So these teams statistically are actually very similar, which is kind of strange because their makeup isn't anywhere close to each other. So I think tonight's game is going to be a fun contrast of different styles that hopefully the Blazers can take care of business in and get a win to move to 2-3 on the season before they come home for an in-season tournament game in what should be an excited Moda Center crowd and a special home court floor for that game. In the end, I just want good vibes this season. I want to see Scoot hopefully take another step. I thought last game was his best. I want Sharp to continue his rise to stardom. I just dropped a video on him, so definitely go check that out. And tonight we'll have a post-game show. If you're a regular who hasn't commented in a while, come say what's up, because there's been a few regulars that I've been wondering where you guys have been. And if you watch our post-game shows but don't normally comment in chat, leave a comment, because it's always cool to see who's out there hanging out with us on Blazers Uprise, and thank you for watching. Now, this video is dropping alongside a Hoops Crush podcast on our second podcast channel, link in description, so go check that out. And finally, the show that I've been working all day and all night on is an NBA show with an NBA player and a big-time YouTuber. I'm in charge of producing this show for Hog Media, which is a new YouTube creator network that I've been running with a friend of mine. And this show features Philly Take with RB, who's a 76ers YouTuber, as well as 76ers player Paul Reed, aka B-Ball Paul. The show is called Out the Mud. It's our first in-house produced show, so if you want to go check that out, that'd mean the world to me. I think it's pretty entertaining. Paul Reed's a pretty funny guy, so if you want to go check that out, there's a link to the channel in the description box below. That first video is dropping today. We're also trying to put together more athlete and creator shows, and maybe I'll have one someday because of this, so definitely go show some support. I appreciate all the support that you give me and the channel. And with that being said, I'm out of here. Get yourself a Mansa Sleep mask with promo code UPRISE on the way out. And until next time, as always, peace out. Go Blazers.